friends. Honestly, okay, before I even get started, I just wanted to say I'm so sorry it took me so long to get this video up. I posted, I think, my supplement video. I don't know, today's Sunday, and what day did I post that on? Like Thursday? So, so I said I was gonna put this one up the next day, and I'm just filming it, but yeah. It's Sunday, October 9th today, and today I'm going to answer all of your supplement and fitness questions. I said this in my last vlog, but I posted this picture on Instagram a while ago now, and I basically just said if you guys had any questions about like my bulking, supplements, nutrition, just any fitness stuff in general, to comment and ask on this picture. And I was going to include it in my last video, but I have like 50 something comments and I didn't want to make that video like 10 hours long. So that's what I'm going to do in this one, and then I swear my next video will be more entertaining because, I don't know, I personally think these like sit down videos are kind of boring to watch, and they're actually really not that fun to record, if I'm being totally honest. But I'm going to do a full day of eating very soon, like in a day or two. So let's get started with these questions. Okay, so Alicia Clark asked, will I build muscle with easy workout? No. I mean, I guess, like, to go into more detail, you have to, like, break down your muscles in order for them to build and grow. So if you're just, like, half-assing your workouts, you're not gonna build muscle. Kaylee Lynn says, yes, supplement info would be nice. How do you avoid bloating with eating so much? Your thoughts on clean eating versus macros. So, as far as avoiding bloating, sometimes you can't help it, but I'd say there are things that you can do. Like for me, I've mentioned this before, but I just really pay attention to like what foods bloat me. Like I know, and eating foods that aren't like super high in fiber, because if you're eating a decent amount of carbs, it's really easy to eat a lot of fiber, and at least for me, like fiber makes me very like backed up and bloated. So I avoid eating a lot of fiber at this point, honestly. And certain things just like bloat certain people. Like a lot of people bloat from like gum, artificial sweetener, dairy, stuff like that. And thoughts on clean eating versus macros. I honestly think with any form of eating, you just have to figure out what works for you. I mean, if you guys have watched my full days of eating, you probably have noticed that like most of my food is pretty clean. Like I eat a lot of like rice, potatoes, vegetables, like meat, whatever. It's not like I'm going and eating like donuts and pizza for every meal. But for me, I really, like if I felt like I couldn't eat something, it makes me either A, just want it more, or I just get into like a really disordered way of thinking. So for me, I like to be able to just kind of like eat what I want to eat, and I just feel my best when I make like cleaner choices, if that makes sense. I think if someone just gave me a list of foods I could or couldn't eat, I wouldn't eat enough, because right now I'm like stuffed all the time. So it really helps me to have those like goals and be able to like one, switch up what I'm eating, and two, just like make sure that I'm eating enough. So yeah, just figure out what works for you, and that's what I think about clean eating versus macros. Sorry, that was really long. Okay, and then Rita Miranda, oh hey girl, says, I have a question. Can we be peanut butter friends? We already are. We're peanut butter twins. I thought we established this. For real, you look extremely great. Thank you. And another more serious question. How do you manage to accept change? I mean, higher macros, having a structured workout plan, etc. So, I'm a very like goal-driven person. Like, if I want something, I will do whatever it takes to get there, if that makes sense. So, I think having higher macros and, like, structured workouts, so, like, yes, it's uncomfortable, and, like, I do struggle mentally sometimes with, like, gaining weight and feeling fluffier. Like, I'm used to waking up and having, like, ab veins, and, like, I barely have abs anymore. So, like, stuff like that, or just, like, going to bed and feeling uncomfortably full, or not eating when I just really don't want to eat. But it's like I have this goal that I want to achieve. And to do that, I need to bulk. Like, if I want to change my physique, I need to bulk. I need to put on muscle. I need to put on fat. And my body's one that needs to eat a shit ton to put on weight. It's not really like something that I've ever really struggled with, because I just don't really like that's just where my mind is, if that makes sense. Okay. LEG53 says, how long do you think it is optimal for a workout to be? Also, is it okay to go to the gym at night at like 9 o'clock? MBTW, I'm totally obsessed with your YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm like trying to get the hang of it. I feel like I'm still kind of either just like A, awkward, or B, boring, but I'm working on it. I'll get better, guys, I promise. And I really think it just depends. Like, I've had some of my best workouts be like 45 minutes because I'm just like going in and getting stuff done. But sometimes I'm there for like 2 hours. I think the important thing is just to like work your hardest while you are there. But usually I'm there for like an hour and a half-ish. And that's including like stretching. I don't know. And yeah, it's totally fun to go to the gym at 9 at night. I mean, I don't go that late, but I go at night. And I think just go like when you feel best. Anyways, I don't have my best workouts when I go in the morning, like right after I've just had breakfast. I could never train fasted. For me, I like to go like later at night. If that's when you work out best, then hell yeah, go at 9 at night. Okay, so Vicky_Vic13 says, how did you stop caring about your weight going up, and how do you feel having higher fats? So I think for me, I'm not gonna say I like don't care at all. Like, I think with any female especially, it can still be like weird watching your weight go up, but I think for me, I've shifted my focus and realized that right now, like, my goal is for my weight to go up. And so when my weight goes up, it's a good thing. And sometimes like that works, sometimes it doesn't work. But I think it's also really important to realize that it's just a number. Like, I look at myself now compared to how I looked at the beginning of this bulk, or even like a year ago when I was even smaller than I was at the beginning of this bulk. And I like how I look now a lot better than I did then. And I'm literally, basically, no one until like a week ago even noticed I was gaining weight. So I think that that's the other thing. If you really struggle with like body image stuff, is realizing that you notice that kind of stuff so much more than other people do. But for me, I'd say the big thing has just been like realizing that gaining weight is my goal, and focusing on like all the good things that come with gaining weight. Like, I've gotten so much stronger. I feel really good, and I guess that goes along with how do I feel on higher fats. I can't say I feel like, oh my god, amazing, but I don't think it has anything to do with the fat. I think it's just like the amount of food I'm eating. I just feel full a lot of times, most of the time. It's actually been getting a lot better though. I think I mentioned this in my update. Like this week I've actually been kind of like getting hungry. I'm actually kind of like starting to enjoy the higher fat. I think it was just hard to like figure out how to even hit 135 grams of fat at first, but now we're doing good. Simply Fit Sam. Twin! She says, hey twin, I'm wearing those exact same underwear and black sports bra too. Guys, like, this shit happens all the time. Like, yep, okay. Sam, I'm not surprised. Okay. ELF Health says, loving the YouTube channel, how do you feel about BCAAs? I talked about this in my supplement video, but I think that they're really good if you're either in a deficit or you like train fasted. But I don't really take them because I just don't feel like I really need them. Like, I'm eating plenty to be like maintaining my muscle. Like, sorry, a lot of these aren't questions. Elena Bird says, is it possible to keep up my running while also strength training and building muscle? Yeah, so like to build muscle, you have to be in a caloric surplus. So running or like doing cardio or doing life in general burns calories. So honestly, like if you want to build muscle and you want to run, you just have to eat more. That's really what it comes down to. And I mean, you can definitely strength train and run. Like I miss doing cardio. Like I wish I could. But right now I just like can't afford to. And I have no desire to like eat that much, so I'm not. But it's definitely possible. Dark Side of the Gym says, how do you consume so many calories without feeling sick? Some days I struggle to eat maintenance. Is it higher fat, low volume foods? I want to bulk eventually, but I'm scared of feeling sick and bloated all the time. So I kind of said this like same thing earlier, but you just have to figure out like what foods you can eat that don't fill you up. Like for me, yes, obviously I'm eating very high fat, so that helps with getting a lot of calories in, and it also helps like not feel as bloated. Stuff that's just like easy for you to get down and doesn't like make you super full is what I would say. And definitely like I've had days where I felt kind of like super full and sick, but usually those are days where I'm not being as like conscious about my food choices. But definitely like higher fat, lower volume food. Okay. Healthy_nut says, I would like to build muscle without gaining much fat. How would you increase my calories and macros and how fast? So if you don't want to gain if you want to gain muscle, you obviously are going to gain some fat, and that's important to realize. Like you can't just put on only muscle. But you can't avoid putting on a ton of fat by just making sure that you're in a surplus but not a huge one. So if your maintenance is, let's say, like 2,000 calories, eat like 2,200, and just only, and you can like weigh yourself every day, weigh yourself a couple times a week, whatever, and just when you stop gaining weight, increase your food, if that makes sense. B.world_ says, OMG, you're shredded. Not really anymore, girl, but thank you. What does a day of 3,200 calories look like for you? I will show you in a couple days what a day of 3,200 calories looks like for me. But basically just a bunch of like big bowls of like random ass high fat food. Jasmine from MySpace says, pre-workout, energy drinks, sups, coffee, all three. Sadly, all three. Powered by Tofu says, not related to supplements, but I notice you use a lot of sugar-free or no-calorie products, which I do. Do you try to limit sugar at all to avoid gaining too much fat during your bulk? Just wondered why you use those products when your calories are so high and figured there must be a good reason. Okay, so first of all, eating sugar is not going to make you gain fat. It's like your overall calories. So no, I don't avoid sugar, use sugar-free, no-calorie stuff to avoid gaining fat. Literally, it's just because I'm lazy. Like, I have no problem hitting my carb macros, which is what, like, sugar is. So, for me, it's just, like, easier to use stevia, or, like, no-calorie sweetener, or, like, sugar-free syrup than, like, regular maple syrup, because I don't have to, like, weigh it out and track it, and I can just, like, pour it on my stuff without thinking about it. So, that's really the only reason that I use it. I think if my carbs were like super high and I was having a hard time hitting them using that stuff, like I would definitely use like regular sugar or like honey or maple syrup or that kind of stuff. I actually do use a lot of honey. That's a good tip. If you have a problem hitting your carbs, honey on everything. Some guys are so creepy. Jesus. Okay, last question. Sarah B. Fit. She's awesome. I'm putting her Instagram right here, so follow her. She says, looking good and strong. Love you. I love you too. Can we work out and get sushi one day? Okay, thanks. Yeah, just come halfway across the country. We'll get sushi and eat. Or I'll come visit you. That'll be fun. Okay. Nah, but for real question. Do you enjoy higher volume, high intensity workouts or lower volume and intensity, more strength-based workouts? So I'd say if I had to like choose one or the other, it would definitely be like a higher volume, higher intensity workout. Like I love bodybuilding style workouts, and all my workouts right now, most of them are like pretty hypertrophy focused. So like higher rep, higher intensity workout, and they're not like circuit style like cardio workouts or anything, but they're like 15-ish reps. But I think for me, like the ideal thing, which I've had splits like this, is where you like start like a leg day or something with a heavier like compound movement like squats or deadlifts or something, and then move into more like hypertrophy based stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely like higher intensity workouts. I don't know why. I like the pump, I like sweating, I just like it. But feeling strong is freaking cool too. That is it for this. There's actually a lot of, I should have like looked over these before because there was a lot of comments, but a lot of them were just like weird, creepy comments. I am going to edit this video and put it up, and I'm going to record a full day of eating for you guys on Tuesday. So that should be up Wednesday. And then I have a bunch of, a few really fun videos planned like this upcoming week and the week after that. So stay tuned. And as always, if you have like any other ideas, leave them in the comments, and just comment in general. Come say hi, because I love reading your comments and like hearing what you guys have to say. And like the video if you kind of enjoyed it. I'm sorry I did 2 sit-down videos in a row. I know they get boring, but I wanted to answer your questions. And subscribe if you want to see more of me. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm in such a weird mood, but happy Sunday or Monday, because I guess this will be up on Monday, and see you in the next one.